Good morning, coffee lovers. My name is Russell Volts from Lake City Coffee. Today we're going to talk about coffee for people with sensitive stomachs. In other words, coffee gives you indigestion. I lived like that for years. This on the other hand, I'm going to teach you today how to drink coffee that isn't going to bother your stomach in the least. That's great. I could drink this all day long. Why? Because it's the right coffee, and we're going to talk about that. The first myth about coffee giving you indigestion, I hear all the time from people, oh, my stomach can't handle the acid from the coffee. Or I'm looking for low acid coffee. These are people that are they're coffee lovers, but they've got these sensitive stomachs. And I tell them, first of all, coffee, the pH level of coffee is the same as apple juice. And is also close, not exact, but close to the pH level of your stomach. So coffee isn't going to give you indigestion from the acid. What gives you indigestion from the coffee is that you're not drinking coffee. You're drinking charcoal. I know that sounds kind of bizarre, but what industrial coffee companies do is they buy super cheap beans, Robusta beans, instead of good high quality Arabica beans, or they'll blend them together and they'll call it Arabica because it's 40% Arabica, 60% Robusta, which is notoriously bitter, nasty, awful coffee. So they burn the snot out of it. They burn all the oils out of those beans, so all that's left is charcoal, right? So it's just, and that charcoal, your stomach doesn't like charcoal. That's what's giving you the indigestion, because you're drinking the wrong coffee. So if you have sensitive stomachs, the answer really is to drink good coffee. If you drink good coffee, you're better off. The industrial coffee companies, when they roast and burn the snot out of their beans, they leave it in the warehouses and on store shelves for months, if not years. No wonder it's stale. No wonder it's burnt. No wonder it's, giving your stomach issues, right? Because it's just nasty stuff. So here's the answer. First of all, you get the right beans. And what I do is I like super smooth coffee. I want it smooth. I don't want it bitter. I don't want it burnt. I just want smooth, good tasting, high quality coffee. I've searched the world over. I've had beans from probably every continent that grows coffee beans. Probably at least 50 different countries I've drank coffee from. And the coffee that I find that's the smoothest consistently is from Central America. And in Central America, the most consistently smooth and best coffee comes from Costa Rica. And in Costa Rica, the best, smoothest coffee comes from the Tarrazú region of Costa Rica. Therefore, we source 100% of our beans from the Tarrazú region of Costa Rica. Each year, we bring in about 24 different samples. So this is 1 pound samples that the wholesalers send to me, and we roast them all identically. We brew them all identically. We make sure they're all the same temperature. So we're trying to make sure that all the variables are the same. They're just from different growers in the same region. And then we taste test. We sit down, we go, nope, 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 maybe, nope, maybe, nope, nope, yes, really good. And we go down the line. We try to get it down to about 3 samples. And we pretty much got our favorite, but we have a wine sommelier, that's a wine expert, a level 2 sommelier, who we bring our coffee to and say, okay, here's the 3 from this year that we like, and here's our coffee from last year. Kind of compare them and tell us what you think. Give us your tasting notes. We already have our own idea, but a sommelier really has taste buds that are off the planet. And he'll pick out his favorite, and if it's the same as ours, we're good to go. We buy a year's worth of beans. Last year, I think we bought 9,000 pounds. This year, we'll buy somewhere between 10 and 12,000 pounds. Enough to last us for a full year. And those beans then sit in a environmentally controlled warehouse so that they're protected and they stay fresh. And it's right. So that's how we get the right beans. Now let's talk about roasting. Most companies, they go hot and fast because they're trying to save money. I roast low and slow. By low and slow, what I'm trying to do is preserve the oils inside the beans. The more oils in there, the better condition those oils are in, the better the coffee. It's that simple. So our medium roast, full of those oils. Those oils contain the antioxidants, the bioflavonoids, the caffeine, the flavor, the aroma. It's all about those oils and preserving those oils. Even the dark roast. Which one of these? Here's our dark roast right here. And our delectable dark, even that, only the outside shell, if you will, of the bean is dark. And even then, it's only a dark brown. It's not quite black, but it has that charness. It's charred very slightly on the outer edges. But the inside, you break it open, it's still brown. It still has those oils inside, and therefore, this, in my opinion, is the best tasting dark roast that you're going to likely find anywhere. Medium roast is my preference, just because there's more oils in it. So having the right roast makes a ton of sense. Next is how fresh is it? Good luck finding a roast date on a bag. You'll see every one of these bags right there. You should be able to see it said roasted on, this was October 24th, 1923. So that was this week's roast. Today's Wednesday, so yesterday was when I roasted. That roast date is very important. I would never buy a bean that was over 30 days old. You can go into your local coffee roaster and you're going to find, good luck. If you find a roast date, it's probably 3 weeks to a month old, generally speaking. That's what I've found. Even that's too old in my opinion, unless it's packaged like we do. So when I roast and I put your order into a USPS priority mail box, that bag is still hot. It's still warm, it's in there, it's been triple sealed, it has an oxygen absorber in the bottom. All preppers know that the enemy of freshness is oxygen. That's why we put these in the bottom of every bag. This is an oxygen absorber. It'll pull out 99.9% of all the oxygen in that coffee bag, which means you can take this, throw it in the back of your cupboard, and 3 months later, it's going to taste 90 to 95% as good as the day it was roasted. Stick it in the freezer, 6 months later, it's going to be 90 to 95% as good as the day it was roasted. Why? Because of these oxygen absorbers. Nobody in the industry does this except us. And if there is, I apologize, but I've never run into them. So lastly, if you want to drink coffee and not have it upset your stomach, don't add a bunch of junk to it. This coffee is so good and so mellow, and if you want it really, really strong, just grind it finer or use a lot more of it. And it'll be super strong, but it's still not going to be bitter. That's the great thing about it. It doesn't need cream. It doesn't need sugar, doesn't need caramel, doesn't need chocolate. It's good on its own. So again, Russell Volz from Lake City Coffee. You have any questions, shoot them in. Alicia and I will answer your questions for you, because having the right beans and the right roast and it's super fresh, it's only half of the equation of a great cup of coffee. The other half is you and how well you can roast. And we're here to help you to do that. So if you have any questions, get in touch with us. You have a great day, and thanks for your time.